To Limpopo now, where a hotly contested by-election is happening in Ward 13 of Polokwane Municipality in Seshego. For the first time in the province, the South African Communist Party, the SACP, is challenging its alliance partner, the African National Congress, the ANC, for the seat. The ward was previously held by the Economic Freedom Fighters, but became vacant after the EFF councillor was removed for misconduct. For more on this now, let's go live to our reporter, Katlego Nyoni, who's watching the story for us in Seshego. So, Katlego, clearly a hotly contested one, and I mean, Ward 13 has drawn a lot of attention, especially with the unusual dynamic of alliance partners competing against each other.
Certainly quite unusual, looking at the fact that the South African Communist Party will contest for the first time without the African National Congress, well, no longer under its banner. Its candidate there, Obed Tabana, indicated the willingness to contest the Ward 13, Ward Councillor position in this particular area. Interestingly to know, this position became vacant following the expulsion of the former EFF Ward Councillor, that is Lifiwa Mabilwa. This was several months ago. He was charged with misconduct. While currently we are at Mponegele Primary School. This is where, of course, also interestingly enough, EFF leader Julius Malema is going to also cast his vote in this by-election, as he is from this area. While there are interesting dynamics with this particular election, as you pointed out, the SACP will be contesting as an independent entity for the first time without the support, or rather without joining the bannership of the African National Congress. Voting stations in Kolisi have certainly opened at 7 a.m. across Ward 13, and they're expected to close at around 9 p.m. this evening. We spoke to the IEC earlier in the morning. They mentioned that special votes took place yesterday, but I just want to right now bring in some of the people who came here early in the morning to cast their vote in this particular by-election. Let me bring in Seru Matope. Thank you very much for nako ya gago go bolela le rona mo SABC. Wena ke a bona o montšha o tlile go vouta mo dikgethong tse tsa mebasepala selegae tsa Ward 13. Ke eng eno gore ke go tlhotlheleditse gore o tlo vote?
Tabela ba lebeledi ke tlhotlheleditse ke gore ke nyako ba difetogo mo le gaeng la rena. Go na le ke dintsi ke diang jo reng ba etapele ba rena ba di lebelele. So e re kgetha injalo so re khethile matapele o lo reng o ya di nyako tsa rena pele le ona o tlo re tlhokomela.
And ra bona gore o tlile mo sekolong se sa Mponegele Hoseng through o batla go vouta, ke di challenge tse e leng gore ke tse efe tse e leng gore di ama lefelo la lena la Seshego Ward 13. Ra itse gore go na le tlhokego ya metsi, tlhokego ya mebereko. Ke eng e leng gore wena ke ngongorego ke tlhoba boroko mo go wena?
Ke yona tlhokego ya mebereko le go se tlhokomele bana ba banyane bontšhi le ba di-case tse dintšhi tša bana ba go timela. Previous leader na e le gore ile ya ba metapele wa rena mo pele ile a tlhokomela bana ba mo Seshego, a ba isha sekolong, a ba isha di-groundeng tša gore ka bolo, a ba tlhokomela ka di-tournament gore ba be busy. A njalo gona ga e sego ntho eo.
That's one of the voters here at Seshego Ward 13 who was just speaking to us, saying that they would like to vote to see change particularly happening in the area. I'm going to ask my colleague Renelo to show our viewers just some of the queues that are here. Earlier on, we saw quite a sizable number of people queuing at this primary school Mponegele to come and cast their vote. This particular ward was previously held by the EFF, the Economic Freedom Fighters. However, the previous ward councillor was then expelled by the Polokwane Municipal Council on charges of misconduct. Let's bring in now the Independent Electoral Commission just briefly to talk to us about how these by-elections are running so far. Menkaro Mateta, thank you very much for your time once more. How are the elections going so far?
Well, they are going quite well. We are at Mponegele Primary School, where we expect 2,800 voters to participate. It's quite exciting because by 9 o'clock, we had already processed more than 200 voters. If we go according to this trend, I think we'll achieve perhaps 50-60% voter turnout. And we're hopeful because there is a lot of excitement. Political parties have their tents outside. In all the 7 voting stations, there is a lot of excitement. Tolerance is there, and this is what we want for our province.
Menkara Mateta, thank you very much for your time. Kolisi, that is the Provincial Electoral Officer for the IEC in Limpopo, Menkara Mateta, saying that the by-election process is so far unfolding smoothly across various voting stations that they have set up under Ward 13. At 12 o'clock at midday, EFF leader Julius Malema is expected to arrive here to cast his vote, as this is his birthplace.